Good morning, traders. I just went long on a wish. Uh, let's see what it does. I stopped out twice on the break even, but this time I see that it's really forming a nice bull flag and wanted to move up. I have a 5 cent stop loss. Uh, Looks really nice, but the volume just came in and then volume stopped. So I'm really looking to see some kind of a volume. And so my stop loss is the 5 cents. Seems to me that I might gonna because there's no volume. But if you look at it, you know, from a 5 minute candle type, from the 1 minute, the pattern looks so beautiful. I just wanted to see the volume need to coming in to because a lot of room here is almost 75 cents room from the high of the pre-market right now where it is. Uh, well, let's see. Hi, Freds. Yeah, just give me a few minutes and then we're gonna start and we'll check the TRCH. Let me look at the TRCH on the bottom. I just wanted to don't lose the focus because of pre-market. It might just gonna break. The moment it move a little bit gonna move up, I'm just gonna be relaxed. So right now see he's losing the support. So yeah, so I might gonna stop out if it's gonna break this. Okay, so I'm going to stop out now. Okay, I'm stopped out. Okay, so that was I was thinking it's gonna shitty shit show. Look at this, choppiness. Anyway, all right, let's start with that. Let's start a pre-market show. Let's look at the SPY first. Okay, so if you look at the SPY, what it's doing, the SPY yesterday was a very strong day. So people were thinking it's gonna go touch 400, but no, it only moved for 14, almost 10 points, and then it just started moving back up. So really strong. If you look at it now, Nasdaq is also all-time high and making a really nice bull flag. So market is really strong. Now, if you look in the gappers list, to be very honest, even in the gapping up, I don't have anything. But for gapping down, I have only two stocks. One is AVXL, which is yesterday it was very bullish day, and now it is coming down and closing the gap. So let's look at quickly there. I do have shares for short. Yeah, so I do have shares for short. Um, and if we look at it in the let's look at the 15 minutes chart just to see what happened in the last 2 days. So stock started moving up from 22, right? Move all the way to 28, lost 50% of the gain yesterday, and then the remaining gain has been lost today. Now, it's the first very bearish candle, then stock move up. Now, even though it's a negative, but I don't know that whether it's going to continue the negative momentum or is just going to pull back a little bit. So, because if you look at the uh, pattern, it seems that these two candles are really strong, and it's just not a bounce back. It's just covered the 50%, more than 50, almost more than 50% of the red candle, and it came with the volume too. So if you look at the red bar, the volume is this much, but for the green candle, the volume is really this much. So volume is really nice. Now, if you look at the 5 minute chart, just to find some levels. So I think this is the support and resistance we marked yesterday. These supports are the pre-market support. Yesterday we marked it, I guess. Um, Here, if you look at it, these are supports of we marked it, and exactly the stock is trading right now and supporting those support. So if it stay over 23, then definitely we can go for a long term some upside momentum. But if it's come below 23, then we have a room to go almost 60-70 cents. But I'm not sure that whether today is gonna go and go below 22 or not. Next one I have is a Mavis. Look at the Mavis. If you remember, a few days ago we were trading this on the long side. It moved all the way to 25, now coming back to $17. So essentially, in the June, when the stock started moving back up, it just came down. And the Mavis has a tendency that if it's moving up, it's gonna come down, and if it's gapping down, it's gonna move back up. So just be cognizant. And if you look at it yesterday, 4 o'clock after, I think is maybe a earning news or something like that, it came down, consolidated underneath of over the 17. Right now, it is trading between 17 and 18. And to be honest, I don't know what the stock is going to do. Despite it's 10% down, but it's holding this yesterday after our support and not wanted to break, and now right now even trading over the resistance of the aftermarket hours. So that's the bullish indicator, but whether it's going to hold this once the market opens, that is going to be an interesting one. So I will put this into my secondary watch list right now, not a clear pattern. So let me just remove the yesterday ones. Okay, so let's put the Mavis and also AVXL. So these are the two stocks I have on my primary gapper list. Let's see the small gap. So in the small cap, we have BPTH, GBR, ALF. So before we go and check, let's look at the Freds. You asking TRCH. Let's look at the TRCH first. So TRCH was very bullish yesterday. If you look at it from $8 to 9.8 and 11.15, and right now it is teetering around between the 9.80 to $10. And you know the $10 is an important milestone for any stock to reach. Uh, right now, if you see the stock closes around 9.90 after market hours, it reached to $12, came back, moved back up in the pre-market, now came down. So it's really looking for a direction, really chopping around, having a channel between the 9:38 to 11:15. So this is going to be a channel, and right now it is trending near the support. So I wouldn't uh, trade the stock for the breakout because it doesn't seem that's ready to break out now. Maybe you can play for support and resistance. Um, play around, buy around this value area between 938 to 980, and with the risk of 10-15 cents. And then if it's move up, you take the profit, and if when it's moved back up, you can again short. I think that is the way it seems to me, that it's more going to be a channel. Then I will put into my secondary watch list right now because it looks good in terms for the channel. Yeah. So, guys, you guys are watching any other stock, because I don't have uh, any nice big stocks. Okay, let's see. SPLK, Spelk uh, it's just started the volume. It seems like an earning play. Mm, It was really bearish from last few months. It came from 235 to all the way to the 110. Right now, it seems very bullish. I think this could be an important candidate for us for today to make money. Really gapped up, you know, from 830, holding the pre-market high. So let's mark these levels here, and let's look at the daily just to find support and resistance around that area. So right now it's 136. We see there's a resistance on 136.85. Then we see a resistance around 139, then we have 143, 146, and then in terms of support, uh, definitely we can consider this as a support, which is 133 and 131. I don't think so it's gonna go further to that, but this is going to be look like now very bullish. Look at this, not a big volume, only 147, but it's just started 8:30. Seems like earning news. Guys, are you watching any other stock? Let's look at the Mara and Bitcoin. Uh, this is really getting bearish. Uh, so stock is losing $25 support. Um, if we let's mark the 5-minute chart. If you look at it, beautifully consolidating 127, and it's just making a bear flag after every bear flag. So it looks really weak. If someone quickly check and tell me what is the Bitcoin price right now, Bitcoin USD price, I would really appreciate if you can go and check on the real-time chart and check me and tell me what is the price right now. Okay, next. Thank you, Matthew. So I think, yeah, I think that's maybe the reason, and I think the Spelk is going to be an important stock for play today. It's look really nice, uh, and the reason is because we don't have any other gapper with the catalyst, and the Spelk is. So a lot of traders going to watch this. We'll see, and if you look at it, it's really bearish. So all the short sellers definitely going to be nervous on this news. So they really wanted to, cover their positions because if you look at it from the July or August last year, it is bearish. So yeah, definitely is going to be. Yeah, so Spelk is looking really nice. Yeah, and if you can someone tell, okay, so Bitcoin, oh man, okay, so Bitcoin definitely going to be in play because Bitcoin people were really holding to see that it's going to hold 40,000, but now it is under 30,000, and I think that is going to be very bad news for the Bitcoin. So now I think let's make a plan here. So I will definitely going to open the Kitco chart in front of me, and if the stock is if the Bitcoin prices stay below the 29,000 or between the below 30,000, this riot and Mara is going to be really bearish, and we definitely need to play this stock. I think these are in play today because it's going to be under pressure. A lot of liquidation going to happen today on the Bitcoin world. So let me put the and Mara in the bit Mara and Riot. Okay, and then let's look at the ALF. ALF. Oh wow, really very bullish. Let's see the daily. Uh, I wish I would have traded on the pre-market. Okay, so we're from 7 to 935. Looks really all-time high. What's the catalyst? Is there any news on it, ALF, or is just popping up? Is a small cap. Share float is only 4.39 million. Short is 2.8. So there's not much short, but it's a very small, 4 million shares float. So a very small cap can be manipulative. So be very careful. It can go once the market open, it can go either way because that's the way they do. They pump it and then they dump it then unless there is some any catalyst. Uh, so yeah, if you look at the see here, I think it's reminded me ALF pattern, which yesterday AEI. So if you look at the AEI yesterday, uh, You look at this. It just popped on a 5 minute candle, each 5 minute candle breaking out of the candle, and then at the 8:38, after the 8:30, and it's just sold off whole day. And if you look at it today, ALF, Uh, if you look at the ALF today, look at this. It's just doing the similar pattern, just moving up all day. So let's wait. Maybe, I have a short selling restrictions here, but those who are trade on the CFD, it could be a good opportunity if it's show weakness, and it can be a nice shot as well. So we'll see if it can go both side uh, on this stock. Awesome. Okay, so let's look at the CLOV. I mean, I think Wish is not in my luck. I traded in the morning. I made a three trade. I went long here and I found it so choppy I stopped out. And I glad they look at this a big red candle. Then I went long. I added into my position. It moved back up, but just suddenly drop it back and I stopped out. Then I went long here and there was no volume coming in, and then I stopped out again. So right now I'm starting my day uh, with the $48 negative. Uh, you know, I think this is going to be a choppy. It's gonna be couple of try. You need to give it to them before it break out. Uh, Wish is really going to be a choppy. Let's look at the CLOV. So CLOV, if you can see clearly, it's really bearish, but when it's the stock looks too bearish, it's going to be a bounce back. So if the stock move back over $12, you might see some kind of a smaller pullback, just to shake out the shorts, because no stock move in the one direction. So could be an interesting one if it's move over $12. Right now it is only 4.3% up, 30 cents away from the $12, but could be an interesting secondary play. Let's put it, if we don't find anything, we can watch out for $12 mark. So right now, what I have is a DAS platform. Uh, so this is a DAS, um, and OCGN. Let's look at the OCGN. So OCGN was yesterday was really bullish. Wow. Uh, Today it is close to. It's very flat today. 1.4 million volume. Let's look at the intraday. How does it look like? Um, After hours move back up. So still, it is below the yesterday high, below the pre-market high. So you need to watch out to see a pattern. Right now, I don't see much volume. I don't see uh, a clear trend on it, but it could be an interesting as the market opens, and it can squeeze some short sellers, because if you see here there's a big gap between the $9 to $7.5. So those who have shorted here, they had really enjoyed a nice gap down, but it could be an interesting squeeze between this area. So okay, so let's look at our listing again and make some addition. So just let me move it this here. Okay, so let's quickly check. So I see here Spelk is moving really nice. So I think Spelk is going to be my first one to watch out. Riot is going to be another one. See here, coming down on the 1 minute, retesting the VWAP, coming back down, retesting the VWAP again. So it's really weak. Uh, right now for Mavis, if we just look at again the 5 minute chart, is looks weak, losing the support, which is where we're talking about the yesterday resistance. So right now it is on the weaker side. Let's mark this as a 1750 as a support, and if it's break this, then the next pre-market low would be the $17, and the high resistance would be the 1717. But just remember that the Mavis has a tendency when it's gapping down, it just move up, it just go a little bit of reverse, and it's get choppy in the morning as well. And NVXL, as we discussed, that is getting really strong now. Uh, Although it came down, but look at the volume on the gap, on the green candles on the and it's just really making very bullish. So if it stay over 23 and then the breakout will be 24, could be a closing the gap and moving higher. So let's watch this out. I think for sure the NVXL would be the interesting one. So let me just add a line here and let me put the Mavis down there for second replay. So and the Mara should be on top. Okay. Okay, so this is look like I think and uh, okie dokie. So this will look like. Okay, so do you guys have any question? Do you want to look at any other stock? Um, this looks really nice. Sparks look really nice now. Do you guys have any question? Any other stock you guys want me to look at it? So I think the main play would be the Bitcoin and the SPLK. Looks really nice. And then other we can put in secondary list as we move around and we see some kind of a movement. I see some, I see the grub, but grub is only 0.10, riot, UTME, Mara. Okay. Okay, so this stock which we are waiting from many, many, many days, ASAN, it is just moving up from the many days. Today is the first red day is coming in, and it's losing the support of the 58. Yesterday it was a very strong support on the 58, and it's losing the support. So let's put this also into onto our list of the extended stock. Could be a very interesting play, and we might get some kind of a momentum here. But if it lose too much in the pre-market, that is not going to be uh, the best thing, because if you look at it here, it still have a room up to go to the 54 to test, but we don't want this to lose everything now in the pre-market. If you look at it, pre-market right now is just like just keep losing it, right? And when the stock lose like this in the pre-market, most likely the stock gain back in the pre after the market opens, because this is losing without the volume. So once the volume comes in, people might gonna support the stock. So it's always good not to have a big these extended stocks, not to start with the very red day, because if they start with a very very red day, they reverse it rather than going down. All right, guys. So this is what we have right now. Do you guys have any questions or anything? Please hit the like button if you enjoyed it, if you learned it, and yeah, feel free to share our channel with your colleagues so then we have a bigger community. All right, if you don't have any questions, then we will close the session today and wish you a green day and the rest of the week.